This battle, this war, we are going to win it and we are going to overcome imperialism, which activated this terrorism in our region. To hope to bring us back in these colonial times, to maintain us under their yoke, to exploit us until the end of time. Africa is waking up and no one can still close the eyes of Africans on our realities. No one can still come to divide us, to impose on us what they want.
Now, many times you have seen leaders call their counterparts from different parts of the world to really attend the inauguration parties. This happened in Ghana, where President Mahama was being sworn in, and they invited different leaders from Africa. But one leader that stood out was Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. From his regalia and the way he entered the auditorium, everybody was cheering for him because they thought this is a true son of Africa. I want to play for you snippets of videos that captured him during this inauguration. Let's watch this, then come back and share our thoughts.
The head of state of the strong people of Burkina Faso, His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore. Honorable members, the full meaning of Burkina Faso means strong men and women of integrity. We have His Excellency Brigadier General Bryce Clotaire Oligui Nguema, the President of the Republic of Gabon. After him, we have His Excellency Mamadi Doumbouya, who is the President of Guinea-Conakry. And after him, we have the Prime Minister, Abdoulaye Maïga. He's the Prime Minister of Mali.
Your Excellency, your presence here at the invitation of His Excellency Mr. John Domoni Mahama reaffirms the historical fraternity between our two peoples and reinforces the confidence, the image, the pride of our Burkinabe community in Ghana. We know that you carry a message of hope. This diaspora, wherever it may be, is tomorrow committed to the development of our nation. Allow me to conclude my speech by wishing that your stay here in Ghana is crowned with success and blessings. May God, the Almighty and the Merciful be in control of everything.
Together, with faith and determination, we will overcome all obstacles. In life or in death, we will win. It is an immense pleasure and an honor to be here among you. And it is for this that I thank God for allowing this meeting to take place. God, thank you. At 10:56 we were able to arrive well this morning, and we are very proud to be among you and to exchange with you. It is really an honor. First of all, I would like us to observe a minute of silence, in memory of all our martyrs who have died. Thank you. I would like to wish you a happy new year 2025. May God bless you and grant you a healthy life. May God make all your businesses successful, prosperous, and may there be union and love in your respective families and among you. May God protect you throughout this year, 2025, and help you realize your dreams. I would also like to pay tribute to our valiant fighting forces, who fight with their body and soul, as you can see, so that our Burkina Faso remains standing. Noble work, men of integrity. Each time they throw themselves into the mud, they know well that some will stay there, but duty calls them. This is the job of the army. We often feel nostalgic, but those who have the chance to defend Burkina Faso today, we must encourage them and applaud them. When they leave, we will not cry for them and we will have pity on our fate. If we cry for them, we must avenge them. Pay tribute to them as much as you can, because it does not allow anyone to get up and leave their homes to face the dangers, knowing well that they may not return in the evening. But this is what they do every day, and they have sworn to defend our dear country until the supreme sacrificed, and the fighting forces hold their bet. Today, more than ever, our armed forces go wherever they want. At the moment I speak to you, there are several operations through several groups and we are inflicting colossal losses on the enemy and pushing him back little by little out of Burkina Faso. This battle, this war, we are going to win it and we are going to overcome imperialism, which activated this terrorism in our region. To hope to bring us back in these colonial times, to maintain us under their yoke, to exploit us until the end of time. Africa is waking up and no one can still close the eyes of Africans on our realities. No one can still come to divide us, to impose on us what they want. That's why we have done everything to be here today to speak to you, but also to come and wish good luck to President John Mahama. We wish him good luck because the challenges are numerous. Many challenges await him and I wish that you can accompany your brothers here. Pan-Africanism is a rather complex, but you, people, it is quite easy for you to lead this Pan-Africanism, well, because the people must love each other, the people must support each other. The problem very often of Pan-Africanism is among us, leaders, but we are going to put everything in place so that the leaders can go in the direction of their people, because the peoples are already integrated, they are Pan-African. If today, Ghana decided to bring President John Mahama to the head of the country, it is a strong message and I wish that you, Burkinabe, living in Ghana, you can accompany President John Mahama. The task will be difficult. There are certainly challenges to come on the security level, on the economic level. I wish that you can accompany the forces of defense and security in Ghana as much as you can, both on the intelligence level and on the economic level as you can. Support them as if you were supporting the Burkinabe armed forces. I'm telling you something, the challenges can be very numerous, in no case should you lose hope. You must accompany them and help them on all levels. A nation does not survive as long as it does not have a strong army. This is why I reiterate to you to support the forces of defense and security in Ghana. It is they who can help the country to rise to the economic level and to flourish. Then, I urge you to love the people here, to live in perfect symbiosis, in perfect harmony, as you are already doing very well. As I said, the peoples are already integrated. The problem is at the level of the leaders. Continue in this sense. Support your brothers in Ghana. Support them as much as you can. And above all, show this integrity. A country of integrated people must be a model. Burkina Faso must not create a problem. Burkina Faso must be a solution. You have always known how to behave through all your leaders here. Wish this dynamic to continue and that you can accompany the new president in his enormous task to revive the country's economy and above all to defend this country. We will work together to strengthen cooperation between Burkina Faso and Ghana and also between the ES and Ghana, because we have many challenges together and we have always been able to overcome them. The arrival of the new president must be a moment for us to warm up these relations and to bring them to the highest level. In the coming days, we will be able to see what can be done for the benefit of Burkina Faso, of the interior, as well as of you who are here. The grievances immediately raised by the representative are current grievances, and I think that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has to be able to reorganize the diaspora so that we can solve these problems as easily as possible. This is why the councils have been established and the administrative documents and other documents you need to express your nationality are being modernized. If you follow the news, we certainly had documents, but it is not secure enough. Today, we are in a dynamic to secure all the identity documents in the country, but also in the space of a year and to harmonize them. This is why it takes a little time, but in January, normally, a meeting must take place with experts to perfect this issue of identity documents. And we hope that by then, you will be fully entitled to have your nationality, as it should be for Burkina Faso. We are committed to making this possible. Burkina Faso is committed to a path that you know, a difficult path perhaps, full of obstacles, but be sure, you should never lose hope. You should never be afraid. You should never doubt for a moment. From where you are, we hear your support. We feel it, and all those on the ground and the population in the country feel the support of the diaspora. And we expect to be able to continue to motivate your brothers inside, and that we can together regain the coat of arms of Burkina Faso. We have a dream, and this dream will be a reality in a very near future. Terrorism will end. We will develop our country. We will develop our industries and make it easier for you, investors, to come and invest in the country in secure conditions and in economic facilities that you want. We did not forget this during the last Diaspora Forum. We are seeing everything that can be brought together to allow you to come and invest easily in the profits of your brothers because we are an importer country and we know how to say it. Today the dynamic is to be able to transform our society. You have the chance to be in Ghana. Ghana is an ingenious country, and I think that a lot of technology can be transferred from here to the country. So we are waiting for you. As for us over there, we are developing to bring young people back to production. Production, especially agriculture and transformation. Because we cannot conceive that in this 21st century we will continue to import almost all our food from abroad. While we have a huge potential, we have the land. This year, we did the experiment on the portion that was secured. We are satisfied with the results, which means that next year, if God pleases, we will continue to provide our support to the peasant world, but especially to young agricultural entrepreneurs who want to get into production and encourage these industries of transformation. Burkina Faso will shine. Burkina Faso will be great. Our dream will come true if God pleases. And I encourage you to stay united, united between you and united with those who have welcomed you here. Be united with your African brothers. We are reactivating the Black People's Institute because Africa has the same history. We are treated in the same way by the imperialists. There is no reason why we are not united and that we block imperialism. Stay united, and show your Burkina Faso wherever you are. Thank you very much. We pray to God that everyone can return in peace, as well as we thank you for where we came from. And above all, thank you to all the leaders present here for the mobilization, for the effort of union that you make between Burkina Faso and here. We are very grateful to you, and thank you for the effort that is made so that the young people that we are stay attached to our culture. It is the only thing that if we lose our identity. This is why we have set up a day especially dedicated to our roots. Continue from where you are to teach the youth, to always be attached to their culture and never lose sight of it. Thank you to everyone. May God accompany you in all your works. May God protect you throughout the year. And may God bring you back everyone, safe and sound, from where you came from. Lopatri Oyu Lomot. Thank you very much.
Now from that video, you're able to see that he's somebody who is loved not only from his country, but also in other African countries. And this was a classical case because I think this was his first travel outside the Sahel region. And it was quite epic. When we look at these kind of activities, we're able to see that Africans are people who always love leaders who are working for them. But then you find that most leaders that we have currently are people who are puppets of Western countries. Now, there is this video of this young man. He is talking about how there are certain countries in Africa that have been pre-selected by the West to really be used in managing Africa. I want you to listen to him keenly, then tell me your thoughts at the end.
Here are 4 strategic African countries that the United States and its allies in the West has captured to keep a hold of Africa and keep Africa enslaved. Number one, Nigeria. Yes, if you control Nigeria, you control the whole of West Africa. Nigeria, of course, they've got a good network of roads from Nigeria to other West African countries. They've got air transport well linked to all the cities in West Africa. And Nigeria militarily is the biggest. You know, Americans have made Nigeria the biggest military deliberately so that they can easily control West Africa, intimidate other countries. That's how they've kept control. And recently, they pampered the Nigerian economy artificially to become Africa's biggest, when it's not true. You cannot have Africa's biggest economy with 13 million people threatened by hunger in 2024. It doesn't happen. You can't hear of hunger in South Africa. I mean, Gauteng alone in South Africa is the biggest economy. You can't compare with any country, but it's just a district in South Africa. So it's not true that Nigeria is the biggest economy. Americans twerk. They brought down the South African economy. Remember what they did with the banks, conniving with the banks to bring down the rand and all that, so that they should lose track when it comes to Standard and Poor credit rating? Yeah, that's America trying to pamper Nigeria. And why did they pamper Nigeria like that? They were trying to hit back at South Africa for joining the BRICS. Yeah, you get it? So, control Nigeria, you control West Africa. And you know, when they pamper these people, they pamper them socially as well. Nigerians feel like they're top dogs in West Africa, you know, and you know, you cannot talk to a Nigerian about Pan-Africanism. Have you heard a Nigerian talking about Pan-Africanism? If there is, very few. But they don't talk Pan-Africanism. You know, they feel like they're top dogs, America is with them and all that. You know, they pamper them socially, deliberately, so that they should have no feelings for any other West African country when it's suffering under the boot of the United States and its allies. And, you know Nigerians with Israel. You know, Israel is their heaven, their promised land. You know, you cannot talk to a Nigerian about genocide in Israel. You know, you can't, because they did a good job of brainwashing Nigerians in that area. Let's not even go there. Country number 2, Egypt. Yes, control Egypt, you control North Africa. All the countries, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Sudan, Ethiopia, they are under Egypt. Egypt is superior militarily, economically, and Egypt is well linked by road, by rail, by air transport, you know, very well linked in North Africa. And as usual, the Americans have pampered the Egyptians to feel that they are most important people in North Africa. So when they hear that this such country, like they did to Libya, devastating that country, the Egyptians were just, oh, well, it's none of our business. We're good with the United States, you know. So they have pampered them economically, socially, so that they should have no feelings for any other. Like they're eating on the same table, but they're not really. They're just another African country that they're exploiting, you know. And that's how the United States plays this game. So you control Egypt, you control North Africa. Third country that the United States and its allies strategically controls on the African continent is Kenya. Kenya is well placed strategically. The rails and road networks from Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, all of them connect to Kenya. And they did that deliberately because they want to get a good grip on East Africa. The United States deliberately made the Kenyan army the strongest army. And that's for a reason. They're sending them into Haiti to keep the peace in Haiti. But in actual fact, they're doing the dirty work for the United States in Haiti. They're doing that in Somalia already. They sent their troops in Somalia on the orders of the United States to keep the peace in Somalia. But they're doing the dirty work there. They're simply trying to make sure that all East African countries are kept in check and the United States keeps its control over the eastern part of Africa. Yes, talk to a Kenyan about Pan-Africanism. How many Kenyans have spoken Pan-Africanism? One guy, Patrice Lumumba, I give it up to him. I give it up to you, sir. But he's a lone star. Kenyans don't share the same sentiments with Patrice Lumumba when it comes to Pan-Africanism. He's like a desert flower. rose. I don't know what they call those flowers that you just find in the desert, just there, alone in the middle of nowhere. That's Patrice Lumumba. Kenyans have been socially pampered by the Americans to feel superior to everybody in East Africa. There's a reason for that. That's what Americans do best. They pamper you so that you feel nothing for the others who are suffering. Just look at what they've done with our African leaders. They are so rich, they are billionaires, but they are running the poorest countries on earth, and they feel no remorse. Fourth country that the United States and its allies in the West control is South Africa. Yes, if you control South Africa, you control the whole of Southern Africa. South Africa has got a good road network into Africa, rail, air, and if you control the South African economy, you control the whole of Southern African economy. And the United States was very scared when they saw that, these guys, they've gone to BRICS. These guys have kicked Israel out. But Ramaphosa is paying a big price for that because they are coming hard on him. They want a regime change. In this 2024 election, the ANC has lost its majority in parliament. They've divided the South Africans so good. As usual, the Americans, they have pampered the South Africans to make them feel like they're the most special guys in Southern Africa, and they won't care a thing about Pan-Africanism because the Americans do it best. They'll pamper you to make you feel important and part of them. And South Africans are light-skinned. Maybe they feel like they're closer to the white skin. Maybe. Because they voted for a white party, DA. The party that says in its manifesto that they'll never give the land back to the black people. That's the party that South Africans have voted for to keep it in second place and very, very close to power. But the party that speaks Pan-Africanism like the EFF, they've kicked it so far down to fourth place. And very, very soon, the DA might start ruling South Africa, slow by slow. America wants South Africa back, and they want to punish Ramaphosa. And Americans are sending a message that if you stand against America and Israel, you're going to pay the price. And this is the message they're sending to Ramaphosa right now. So the Americans are fighting to get South Africa back. This is exactly what is happening. America has gotten hold of the whole of Africa using 4 countries, Nigeria, Egypt, Kenya, and South Africa.
So what is your take on what the guy is saying there? I think he has had a lot of misspeakings in certain areas, but he has a point when he's talking about how Africa is being controlled by Western nations. The countries he has highlighted have their leaders at the laps of Western nations. So it is very, very necessary to highlight what they are doing. We saw how Ibrahim Traore received heroic welcome in Ghana, and his videos are continuing to circulate within the continent, and people are receiving it in very, very positive manner. Tell me what's your thought. Is Africa up for grabs by these Western nations? Are our leaders working towards ensuring that they achieve our own desires and not the Western nations' desires within the African continent? Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Goodbye.